Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. This week, the International Air Transport Association held its 67th annual general meeting in Singapore. Engineering News senior contributing editor Keith Campbell joins me to take a look at some of the highlights. Keith, welcome to Second Take. What were some of the major issues raised at this year's AGM?
Well, there are, of course, a variety of important issues, which we can only touch on some of them. IATA, of course, is the representative body of the world's airline industry. Its membership is about 230 airlines, which between them are responsible for 93% or so of the world's scheduled air traffic. So it's the representative body of the industry, but it does more than that. It is also an active promoter of safety, air safety. It has a system called the IATA Operational Safety Audit, which helps airlines that are having difficulty meeting safety standards to achieve those safety standards. It's also involved in encouraging innovation in the industry. And these were some of the areas that were covered. For example, IATA is pushing innovation to make the aviation sector greener, to reduce carbon emissions from aircraft, even though aircraft are one of the lowest sources of carbon emissions in the world today. Anyway, IATA is pushing to bring that percentage down even further. They are also lobbying governments on issues of concern to the industry to increase efficiency, to reduce red tape, to oppose unilateral taxes on the aviation sector, which can damage the industry. Things like this. These were all under discussion at the AGM.
Let's focus on Africa. IATA expects the region to make a loss. Why is that?
As you rightly say, Africa is forecast to make a loss this year, estimated at something like $100 million loss. This, of course, is an average for the whole continent. It does not mean that all African airlines are going to make a loss. What it does mean is that those African airlines who make a profit are going to have their profits more than counterbalanced by their colleagues that make a loss. And sadly, Africa is the only region in IATA forecast to make a loss this year. However, all other regions are forecast to have their profits massively reduced in comparison to last year. Globally, the industry is expected to make a profit this year, but the profit margin will only be 0.7%. The biggest single factor at work affecting the whole industry, including Africa, is the fuel price, even though the industry has increased its efficiency enormously. In 2001, the airline industry needed an oil price of $25 a barrel to make a profit. Today, they can make a profit, a small profit, with an oil price of $110 a barrel. But there are other factors affecting Africa as well. Most dramatically, the political upheavals in North Africa. These have massively hit the tourist industry of that region. Egypt, Tunisia, for example, have very big tourist industries, so a downturn in tourism badly affects air traffic to the region. For the whole of Africa, other factors also come to play. Too many countries have too restrictive legislation, and too many countries have inadequate infrastructure. Both of these drive up costs for African airlines. The African region is expected to see a growth in traffic this year, but these factors are going to outweigh that. That is why Africa is expected to make a loss this year.
Keith, thank you very much. That is the Second Take show for this week. Thank you for watching, and join us again next time for more news analysis.